Hi, welcome back to the How Did You Learn to Do That podcast, where I share about the consulting nest and how I'm building in public. And I'm going to be sharing the ins and outs, the wins, the hard truths, the failures of everything about being a founder of building a business. The Consulting Nest is a community, a education, and a marketplace to support public health professionals that are looking to become public health consultants. It is also a place to connect organizations that are looking for public health consultants with the consultants that they need in order to catalyze and advance their projects. So I'm so excited to share that with you and share with you that the community is now live. You can join the community by emailing me info@theconsultingnest.com. You can also join the community by following me on LinkedIn at Ajazza Mohammed, and you'll see the link right there for you to join. If you have any questions, just send me an email and I'd be happy to answer those for you. So in this episode, we're going to talk about everything that's going on in 2024, since January to December of 2024. And it was an interesting time in that year. So January to February was again just a pause. I was still on maternity leave. My son turned 1 in February. It was an exciting time, but I was also really excited because it was a new transition. It was the first time that I got to actually spend focused time on the business. I and not have really another job or anything else because I was still off of work until September. Um, and it allowed me to kind of take what I had learned in 2023, what I had followed, and really focus on building my business in a way that's sustainable, that supported me and my mental health and my goals in life of just being a parent first, of being a mom first, and then being a founder and a CEO. And so the first thing I did is I took a leap, a big leap, because I have done some investments, but nothing too big. But this time I took a huge leap and I hired a coach, Diana YK Chan. I found her on LinkedIn. I loved her energy, but more importantly, I did actually love her approach. I love the way that she wanted to get to know me and talk to me and talk to you guys about the personal trainer. And when I found a coach, I wanted someone that wanted to get to know me and stay in touch with me. And I found that Diana was that personable person. She really was invested in my growth, invested in my goals. And even to this day, oh, I'll talk about present day, but even to this day, she still checks in from time to time to see how I'm doing. So in February, I started working with Diana in her group coaching program, and really focusing on, she shared a lot about LinkedIn branding, LinkedIn strategies, really honed in and focused on LinkedIn. And I knew that LinkedIn was the platform that I wanted to build my business on because it is the place that I feel like is not as noisy as Instagram and Facebook, but also I don't have to cut through people that are just there for a good time. You know, everyone on LinkedIn essentially is looking for a job, looking for their next career opportunity, looking for consulting opportunities. They're there for a very specific purpose, and that's why I'm serving through the consulting nest. And also, organizations go on there to find their next employee, their next consultant, or any other opportunities, and that's also why I wanted to connect with. I took an understanding that in 2024, I wanted to continue to pause the marketplace and I wanted to focus on the program because I wanted to make sure that people felt supported. Previously, I had consultants just sign up and do an assessment online, and then based on that assessment and interview I would do with them, I would bring them in. But I realized that there was something really key that was missing that the personal trainer taught me as well, was that customer service piece. I wanted to work with people that I knew could deliver a great service as a consultant, but more importantly, a great experience for the organization. And although they don't work for me as the consulting desk, I don't subcontract them or they're not a part of a firm that I run or anything like that. They still do represent the consulting desk because they came from the consulting desk and the organization hired them because they found them on the consulting desk. And so if I'm going to share that people are um, being validated, they're being seasoned, they're vetted. I want to make sure that I can vet also on their personality and how they're interacting with customers, that service that they're delivering, and how they're communicating was really important. So I built the transformational program and I started my first cohort launch in May of that year. And it was an incredible experience. The momentum, the amount of people that showed up to the webinar, the the people that were super interested, and everything in between. They were super, super excited to join. And I really wanted to have this going and have it, run throughout the summer. My strategy there was that in the summer, work for folks is slower, so maybe they want to invest in a program. And what I realized was that yes, people did want to invest, but summer was their time to take care of themselves, be with their kids, their family, and they could not invest in a program. And so my timing was off, and that's the part of building, and you learn, you test, you reiterate. And so I didn't have anybody join my first cohort because it just wasn't the right time. It was also a new program, and also I think I was feeling a little bit hesitant because it was our first program to put out there. I know everybody was showing a lot of interest, but everybody said, you know what, I'd love to go in the next cohort that you start in September. I'd love to go in the next cohort that you start in September. And I said, okay, sounds good. So I paused enrollment and I didn't enroll anybody in. And the next cohort actually is going to start in March. I didn't run a cohort last year because um, the reason for that is because I went back to work in September, and my transition back to work was not as smooth as I had hoped. There was a couple changes and personalities, and it was just not a supportive environment. It felt really toxic. It didn't feel supportive, and so it really consumed a lot of my capacity, and I didn't have any capacity to run a cohort on the side as well, outside of my job. And at the same time, I was trying to actually, we moved houses. So we finally bought a house out in a dream area. And we had, taken a huge risk in doing that. We moved further away from family, took a huge financial burden in a new mortgage. And I just wanted to kind of take a pause because it was a lot of change, a lot going on. My son started daycare, my daughter started grade one at a brand new school. We were in a brand new community where I didn't really know anyone or anything around us. So in the fall, I just spent that time really getting to know um, the community, getting to know sort of what it is that I need. And this is where I talk about being a founder is that you can take pauses. You can build your business around your life. From February to June, I posted almost every single day, and I was highly active on LinkedIn. My impressions were going up, my follower counts were going up, like my analytics were increasing, my engagement, everything. And then over the summer and in the fall, I kind of again took a little bit of a pause. I post here and there, but not as much as I was previously. And again, it was because I need to recalibrate with myself. I had a huge life change and I needed to recalibrate with who I am and what I want to do, and what was next for me. And it actually worked really well because prior to this, I felt like I was a little confused about what exactly I wanted to offer. I was offering the marketplace, then I was offering this program, and I felt like they were all separate. But that pause in the fall allowed me to kind of rejig and think about all the things that I want to do. So I wanted to bring back the podcast, which is why I did that in January, because this is an avenue that's really natural for me. I love being having a podcast. I love sharing the truth. I'm a very honest person and transparent person. So I love sharing this side of things. Um, and also, it's just fun to do this podcast. I love it. And connecting with people is really important too. And and then I realized that with the consulting nest, I wanted to offer three levels of service. So entry level, which is our community, it's very low cost. It's for people that are kind of starting to think about it, want to be around the content, want to receive some support and mentorship, but are not 100% sure they want to invest in the program or become a consultant. So it's a great place to be for those that are seasoned, that want the community, those that are thinking about it, and those that are not yet ready but want to be a part of a community to start thinking about it later on. The transformational program is our middle tier, which is it is the highest investment, I would say. in terms of cost, but it walks you through every step that you need in terms of building your business. It's a 6 month program. We really walk through everything from building your business to LinkedIn branding, um, lead generation, finding opportunities, and then delivering and closing on opportunities that you're working on. And then the third one is the marketplace, which will be coming back in April or May. And the marketplace is where I'm going to connect, help people actually highlight what they do, what they offer, and then showcase them to organizations so that there's a place where they can find opportunities that's easier to do that and to not have to scour the internet or network endlessly to find opportunities. So it's a three-level process, and I realized that that's what I'm delivering. It's the package. The consultantess is the package of supporting you through a community, supporting you through a transformational program, and supporting you through a marketplace. And so I'm so excited that I have that clarity on exactly what I want to do, building each of those three parts in a sequence and allowing folks to move through that funnel or that pathway actually in a way that works for them, in a way that supports their life and their timing. And that way we can stay in touch and I can support those that are not just ready, not yet ready, but maybe in the future will, but they can still be a part of something. They can be a part of the community. So that's everything that happened in 2024. It was a lot, a big change, a big acceleration. I feel like we're going back into the momentum now. Um, and in the next episode, I'm going to talk about everything that's been going on so far in 2025. And then that's going to be episode 7. Starting in episode 8, we're actually going to do things live. So it's going to be a 2 to 3 week summary of what's going on, something, a particular topic that's live for me. I'm going to talk about one thing that's sort of really taking up a lot of my time right now. I'm going to talk to you about how I'm doing that. I'm going to talk about um, some hacks. I'm going to talk about some things that I think would work for you. And yeah, and so I'd love for you to share this podcast. I'd love for you to subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review so that we can reach more people. And if you have any further questions, you can always reach out to me, info@theconsultingnest.com. All right. Have a great day. Bye.